The Purdue Dairy Digest has been supported for over 7 years. Please take a minute and post a review, or better yet, subscribe to our podcast. Thank you very much. Hello, welcome to the Dairy Digest. I'm Dr. Jackie Borman. In this installment of the Purdue Dairy Digest, we will be discussing how to compare fat supplements. My PhD research was on fat metabolism in dairy cows, and I have talked to my husband, who is a dairy producer, for hours about fat supplements. He still sends me the same question every time his nutritionist suggests feeding a different fat supplement. Is this fat good? There still appears to be some confusion about fat supplements and if all fat supplements are interchangeable. Is this fat good is very dependent on the goals you have for fat supplementation. Some fats are going to be fed to increase milk fat content, while others are used more to replenish body reserves and increase milk production. Some fats will actually reduce dry matter intake, while others have no effect on intake. To start comparing fats, you need to first look at the form of the fat. The 3 forms we will talk about today are liquid, from vegetable sources, prilled fats, and calcium salts of fatty acids. The form will start to dictate what the fatty acid composition is. If it is a liquid at room temperature, it means that it contains a lot of unsaturated fatty acids. You can think of the vegetable oil you cook with, which is mostly linoleic acid, or C18-2, an unsaturated fatty acid. These fats will be readily available in the rumen and may have negative effects on rumen microbes if too much is fed. Prilled fats is the next form, and they're going to be mostly saturated fatty acids because they're solid at room temperature. Most prilled products available to dairy cows are high in palmitic acid, which is C16O, and or stearic acid, which is C18O. These fats have minimal effects on the rumen and are sometimes referred to as rumen inert. The calcium salts are going to contain some unsaturated fats that are trying to be protected in the rumen, so they combine the fat with calcium or maybe a magnesium to make the fat less available to rumen microbes. These unsaturated fatty acids are what we want the cow to digest in the small intestine, so it is protected in the rumen to ensure that more of the unsaturated fatty acids make it to the small intestine. Next, we look at the percent of the product that is fat. Fat supplements will usually contain between 80 and 99% fat, depending on the product. If you are trying to add fat to the diet, make sure that the supplement actually contains a considerable amount of fat. The final thing to look at is the fatty acid profile of the fat supplement. The fatty acid profile will tell you the percent of each individual fatty acid that is contained in the product. For example, one product may contain 45% palmitic acid and 40% oleic, versus another product that contains 85% palmitic acid. The fatty acids that are contained in the fat supplement will determine what the fat is being used for by the animal. All fats are not interchangeable in the dairy cow, but if you are trying to compare fats, first look at the form, fat percent, and then fatty acid profile. If form, fat percent, and fatty acid profile are similar, the products are most likely comparable for the cow as well.